Andrew, Danish Crypto.
Nice. Okay.
All right, we're live.
What's going on, guys? We are live with Anders, and he is currently a candidate for earWAX OIG. And today we're going to have a little discussion and hopefully learn a little bit about him and why he wants to be a Inspector General of OIG. So welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So first things off, can you just lead us into how you got into crypto, EOS.io, wax, etc.?
I started crypto like 9 years ago, and been helping as a community manager and just as a free worker for many crypto projects over the last 9 years. Trying to help community building and managing is what I've been doing for the last 9 years. So to jump a bit ahead, last year I found Wax, and as an old gamer and a big fan of what the NFT space could bring if the technology actually was suitable for it, suddenly I saw Wax, and even though I back in the day has been like thinking of EOS, but there was a lot of problem with government and stuff. But then I like saw Wax and just the thing they were doing with the NFTs, and it just shook me right there that is exactly what we need if we want to have gaming and such as actual NFT tokens. And they shouldn't take many people to figure out that if you're playing something like one of the games we have on here, Alien World, for example, trying to do all those transactions, even on a cheap blockchain, is not suitable for any game. So that brought me here, and some of the first thing I found was Nifty Wizards, and been really like fond on that because I think it's funny, like a text-based RPG game. It really takes me back to when I was real young, but still a game in development. But I've been helping them out ever since I got onto Wax, and been helping out in basically every community I could get myself into since I joined. And today I'm admin in over 100 different rooms of NFT related things on Telegram, and also some on Discord. And before that, I again was helping a lot of other spaces, and actually had kind of 15 different admin jobs back then, and now it feels like I have 150. But but yeah.
You stay busy. I see that you're definitely coming from a gaming background. I'm curious to hear, like, what do you think is a partnership that would make sense for like a major company that could partner with Wax? It would be a great game or a great experience.
Counter-Strike Go.
Counter-Strike Go?
Yeah. That's a multi-million-dollar business already for centralized NFTs, and bring that to a world asset exchange platform like Wax. Definitely gonna change the game for everybody. I have friends in Denmark here that's making more than $10 to $15,000 a month for selling Counter-Strike skins. So yeah.
Was there any one specific reason that you decided to run for OIG?
Kind of just saw the opportunity drop in front of me, and was like, I always want to do better to help the projects I'm in. And if somebody want to look up some of the stuff I've done before, it's posted on basically every project I've been in collab with website. So it's all out there. and yeah, when I saw the opportunity to jump on to actually have a like deciding factor in where wax is going, I definitely saw that as something I wanted to strive after, because I see some things that definitely could need to be improved, changed, or even removed from this space. But again, uh, only been here a year. Some of the other people running has been in the EO space for a lot longer than me, but still feel like I had a pretty good chance. And again, everybody in the community around the space basically know who I am, because like many of the other people, they are more in the background of things. I'm always in the forefront with the community and trying to get them on board with everything is going on. Yeah, getting them to vote for this, for example, getting them to get more into actually voting on on the guilds and stuff. Many of the newer WAX users don't even know how the voting system works,
Right.
and not enough by that voting system alone is pretty important for the WAX ecosystem. They also lose out on all the rewards you get for voting, but they don't know what it means, how it's done, all that. There's a lot of things that could be uh, changed in this space for sure.
Yeah, totally. As of right now, do you have any favorite projects or favorite games on Wax?
For favorite games, of course, I would like to say like Nifty Wizard. It really brought me a lot of connections in the space that I haven't found anywhere else, even though I've played Alien Worlds and other. But just the community and the interactions you have there has brought me a lot more than many of the other games. But for the best like game, yeah, I see going a long way from a long uh, road from here is Metal Wars or Green Rabbit. They seems to have some interesting thing in play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Hodel God. I don't know if you're familiar with that one, but
Hologon is also, but there is a lot of being worked for them for the actually to make sense. But it's nice to see that as soon as they launched, they had a alpha, beta, something ready to actually show people and interact with, even though it wasn't blockchain bound.
right.
But yeah, definitely. I also hold Void and a couple of things from the crates there. Definitely, so don't want to miss out.
Nice. So if you were elected, where would you put the majority of your expertise in order to support guilds on Wax?
Again, my expertise is mostly community driven. So I will, if I get elected, I will do what I can to bring the information we have here out to the actual communities to get them involved, because without them, it's a small group of people basically deciding what is going on, and the community can really have an impact on that. And yeah, so I want to make sure that they get every information they need to actually take action on this, because it's like a government politician. If you don't know what is going on, you just vote blindly and then regret what you vote for afterwards. We've seen that in all over the world, but yeah, let's take that aside.
Have you seen any one strength or weakness on Wax that you would disagree with or agree with?
Sorry, come again?
Uh, do you think anything is wrong with Wax? Like, there are any big weaknesses right now that you have a solution for?
The biggest weakness for WAX as a blockchain is the block producer's stability. The biggest problem for WAX NFT space is the right now halfly centralized aspects of marketplaces.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
But yeah, other than that, it's again I've been here a year and I definitely seen some improvements in the last year. Where yeah, again I've been in other projects for ages and it taken them a lot longer to see changes like that happen. So I'm bullish on wax, and I've been again working almost like in 19-hour shifts every day since I joined wax, and for some weird reason I don't really feel tired.
It might be those energy drinks.
Also that, but
um, I wanted to ask. Obviously, you have a lot of crypto experience, a lot of blockchain experience. What do you think is unique to Wax? And I know you think this space is going to grow. Do you think Wax as a blockchain has a lot of benefits for users everywhere, all around the world, or do you feel like there's still a long way to go before we feel like it's sufficiently decentralized?
definitely can still use some work on there. We need more D apps. We need more decentralized exchanges on here. We need again in the for Wax in general. We need more normal exchanges actually taking Wax. But for the space itself, just again for DeFi or gaming or all that, using any other blockchain other than some EOS.io based blockchains, you're gonna pay fees. But on here, you lend resources or borrow resources, so you need to stake, but you don't lose anything because no matter when you're gonna unstake that, you get your funds back, which is like a real big incentive for me to like okay I'm using this platform I can stake and never run into problems, but if I ever like feel like oh this platform or I don't use it as much daily anymore that I used before, I can unstake some of that and instead of losing $10,000 in fee, sorry Ethereum, um, yeah you actually get your $10,000 back again. So but of course the onboarding process of all those chains here could be better, but yeah, the Wax cloud wallet has definitely made an improvement on that, and the same goes for Wombat for EOS, but it's also breaks some of the main features of having a paid to use blockchain. That if people can make free accounts, you get a lot of botters because they don't need to put anything in to continue working on here. So, oh, they don't have any more resources. They send it over to another account that can do 100 transactions before it limits it again and make a new one and a new one and a new one. And yeah,
If you were elected OIG, what would be the first thing you would look for in a guild?
stability and that they are trying to do something to improve the space or ecosystem for everyone. Um, if they are making tools that can be useful for basically everyone and not just a small percentage of the user space, even though those are also needed, don't get me wrong there. But if they can benefit the larger amount of the users, I would definitely consider that as a plus. And of course, the stability of a block producer, they need to have their shit together. Um, because with this large amount of user growth we have here, we need to be able to handle it. Otherwise, we are going to see problems like every other chain has seen before us. And we have been saying all along that that will not happen here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to how that will play out if the price of wax keep going up, because I think there's gonna be more block producers as the price keeps going up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, because then it get more beneficial if you actually be a top block producer and stuff. So, of course.
Right.
Um, so that makes total sense. But that also, competition is good in this space.
Can you explain for a new user, maybe they don't know a lot about crypto, very little about Wax, but really they care about decentralization. They care about security. Can you explain the importance of the OIG to somebody like that, and why it's important, and why it actually makes the Wax network grow quicker and make it more secure?
For the OIG standpoint is probably mostly because we need to be sure to have somebody watching over the watchdogs, because the block producers is the one running our blockchain, and if nobody is keeping a track of what they are doing, they could be doing sketchy shit, and that is one of the main reasons that we need to have somebody to watch over the the main leaders or producers of the space. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Also, like you said before, like yourself, you're a gamer, so you can bring unique expertise, and so can the guilds. Guilds come from different backgrounds as well, and they can add perspective and tools and all those type of things that benefit everybody. Is there any specific initiatives that you want to contribute to the OIG board?
in which way or form do you mean here? It's a pretty broad spectrum.
Yeah, I mean more in the sense that maybe something that you could see right away that you could post that would any way that you can improve efficiency. I should say that. I know you said you're big on communication. Is there anything that you could do to improve communication?
That's a bit of a hard question, and I would rather say if I get elected, come back and ask me in a couple of months, because then I've had a hand inside and know exactly what I actually want to change, if there is something I actually want to change.
Fair enough.
I think that pretty much covers all the questions I had. What about you, Cody?
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming on. Appreciate it.
And thanks for having me. And yeah, have a nice day, everyone. And yeah,
You too.
keep the blockchain going.
Exactly. Good luck.
Yeah, brother.